Hello YouTube, it's Bo Brady, welcome back. So I have quite a lot I'd like to share with you. I've been doing some research into some things that I really already knew, but I found um, a lot more evidence for it. So now it's like I'm pretty sure, uh, even though I've already been convinced by the evidence that I learned a long time ago, now with this new evidence, I believe nobody can deny it anymore. Um, okay, so I'm reading this article here about ARYANS. But let's see. Oh, here we go. So English is spoken in the present day by, among others, the Hong Kong Chinamen, the American Red Indians. Okay, I guess that doesn't mean historically. I guess that means today. Negroes. Why did they say that instead of African American? I guess because maybe even Africans speak English, but yeah, a lot of them do. Anyway, natives of Ireland, Wales, Cornwall, Scottish Highlands, Britons, the Jutes, the Angles, the Saxons, the Norsemen, the Danes, the Normans in England. They're trying to make a different point that I'm trying to make, but this just kind of helps me remember and realize that Hong Kong Chinamen. Why would it be that Hong Kong Chinamen speak English? I didn't know that. But still, English is kind of widely, it's got a representation all over the world, in South Africa, in Australia, in Europe, and Russia, not Russia, but right around Russia, Canada, America, but besides South Africa and Australia, it tends to be mostly northern countries. Canada, Norway, Finland, Britain, Europe. And then Norsemen. The Norsemen. That sounds like Northman. And so England, they say it's the language of angels. English. Angelish. So apparently the white people are have been called the fallen angels. And that's why it's called English, Angelish. I heard that somewhere else. I didn't make it up. Okay, and then there's this whole story of Admiral Byrd going to the North Pole and got intercepted by UFOs that had a swastika on them, and it ended up being, white people. So, and then here, this is a map of what the here. In the 17th century, British astronomer Edmund Halley proposed that the Earth is hollow and consists of concentric spheres. He also suggested that the interior of the Earth was populated with life and lit by a luminous atmosphere, which is what the northern lights are. But look at this. This also totally reminds me of the description of Atlantis. Concentric circles with a channel to be able to get things from other realms. From that's exactly what it is. And so Atlantis, I've been saying all along, it was a worldwide civilization, but I hadn't thought of it at this level until now, but this fits that theory even better. And so, where was I going? And then here, every map of the North Pole shows things that aren't there anymore. If you look at maps, current maps, how come older maps have all consistent detail that they just all made some shit up? If there's really nothing there, then why do all these old maps show very detailed stuff there? It's not arbitrary. They weren't making a cartoon. Cartographers were a pretty important job. They weren't screwing around there. So yeah, and then no planes are allowed to fly anywhere near there. So there's definitely something going on there, and that's part of the evidence that flat earthers use to say that the Earth's flat. But this is most likely what it really is, because this is Admiral Byrd's diary here, okay? And he was a very respected, well-known, high-ranking military guy, and he wasn't making shit up about this. That shit's true. Another way I know it's true is because he said that there was a swastika on the UFO that intercepted him. Well, that would make complete sense, because the swastika doesn't represent what it has become. Come on, open up. Stop taking your sweet ass time. I didn't buy you to waste my time. Hurry up. God damn. There we go. See, here's a swastika on a ancient, old. Nobody builds stuff like this these days. How on earth would you build that? If it's stone, then yeah, wow, how the hell? But even if it's concrete, you still had to make the negative to pour that shit into, and look at how detailed it is. We can't do this kind of shit today. And we couldn't do it in World War II. So this wasn't Hitler that made that. All right, here's this is a 7,000-year-old 7,000-year-old pottery shard. There's a Swazi on his chest there, and look, he's wearing a crown. Look at, there's the bird. He looks like a knight, yeah. So it's like royalty. Here's a Greek coin. All right, another one. part of Baalbek. All right, these all around the world, pottery. This one was a Chinese jar. Okay, that's another thing we're gonna get into. You're gonna learn a lot here, so I hope you got your thinking caps on. Another coin. Oh, make sure you're seeing these. All right. Down here, at the bottom of this big ass column that we also cannot make. This was made by the Atlantean civilization. Another coin showing that. Another jar. Another either stone or concrete. Either way, bet you my last dollar you couldn't make that yourself if your life depended on it. Here's some sort of, I don't know, another one. It's right there. Right there with a bird. Right there. Alright, this is on the floor, like tiles. Another thing that nobody has the time or money or creativity to build today. Definitely not from our civilization or culture. Just like this. Who the hell is making these things? Nobody's got time for that shit. Alright, this is like a Chinese type situation. Alright, here's another bird. Alright, so, and then look at, what does this look like? A Viking ship, right? And not only a Viking ship, but also the kind of boat that they dug up in Egypt. The one that's on display there by the Great Pyramid. All around the world, you know. I don't have crazy ideas or whatever. I've been saying Atlantis was a worldwide thing because it was. The evidence is overwhelming. These things I'm showing you aren't all from one place. These things are from all over the world. This is from Lebanon. I haven't shown you anything from Lebanon yet. This is Neolithic Chinese pottery. I have shown you a Chinese one of these. This is Pumapunku. That's a completely different place. Alright. Here's a Roman. I haven't shown anything from Rome yet. Here's a Roman bronze ring. Here's another Roman floor. Alright, I don't know where this is from, but it's pretty goddamn impressive, right? Swastika carved, drawn rock, ancient, solar, Hinduism, symbol, Indonesian culture. So I guess this is from Indonesia. Alright, this one's a temple in Sri Lanka. Haven't shown anything from Sri Lanka yet. Here's a Viking woman's jewelry. A Slavic earring, Nordic Viking jewelry. Okay. Alright, here is just, you know, something that you know, people would claim it's a hoax or a forgery, but it's not. You couldn't even duplicate that if your life depended on it. Even if you didn't weather it and make it look old, even if you were allowed to have it look like you just carved it in there 2 minutes ago, you still couldn't do it if your life depended on it. You know, these people were good. had technology to do rock work. Alright, so now let me show you something else. I couldn't just show you, I had to, this is something that I need to search for mint. So this is the San Francisco Mint. Look at it. Okay. So all those other things I was showing you from all over the world, you might be saying, "Oh, that's other places. That weird stuff happens in other parts of the world. That wouldn't happen in America." You'd be wrong. Nope, it happens in America. It happens all over America. This is. I could almost throw a stone from where I'm at right now to where this thing is. So this is nearby all of us. All over the world, and having ties to all kinds of different cultures. The Chinese, we saw Lebanon in there. We saw Greece. We saw Rome. We saw Persia, Iran. Everywhere, all over the world, showing the same symbols and the same style. Okay, you see these kind of buildings right here? You see these columns and these this Greco, like the White House, the columns, this Greco-Roman architecture that's all over the world also. This is not, it's not just the way everybody did things when your grandpa was a kid. No, these buildings are much, much older than we've been being told. When we went to school, we weren't learning. We were getting indoctrinated. We were getting a bunch of bullshit shoved down our throats and required to not ask questions. Look at this. How would you even make that leaf? And why was it worth all the tax money to have a leaf on it? Clearly, that wasn't made by the American society as we know it today. Clearly, that was made by people that had more creativity, more time on their hands, and less concern with money. They wanted their shit to be beautiful, not cheap. Okay? Our culture is all about cheap and easy. We are living inside of cities that are surviving structures of the antediluvian civilization. It's a fact. Pull your head out of your ass if you think that the story you got told when you went to indoctrination about out of Africa, Clovis first, if you believe that, and you're a fool, pull your head out of your ass. It's time to wake the fuck up. You've been lied to, and I'm showing you very clearly. You cannot deny this, but I got a lot more to talk about here. A lot more to show you. So, okay, so let's just look at this. Where is it? Damn it. So I've been reading the Vendidad. I've been reading some ancient texts here. What the fuck? Okay, here. Is this the beginning? Is this the beginning? This chapter? Where is it? Plastic riders down to the map of the modern Iran. Okay, so Iran is also like Aryan. That's where it has its roots. You don't believe me? Here, I'm gonna prove it. The Persian provinces. Okay, let's see. So he regards the language of Vidya as indicating that Hindu civilization prevailed in those parts, which in fact, in those 2 centuries before and after Christ, were known as White India, and remained more Indian than Iranian till the Muslim conquest. So what they're saying here is India is actually a tomato version of Aryan. Not India. Iran is Aryan. It's like I'm not making this shit up. Trust me. Okay. So think about it. We know the Bible story, right? Adam and Eve made in God's image, and then there was the great flood, yada yada yada. Okay. Well, there's an even older text, the Sumerian tablets, and the Epic of Gilgamesh and shit, where Anunnaki also created man in their image to be a slave, though. And what are we today? We're debt slaves. So they made some slaves, and to this day they still have them. Okay, that's all of us. But so the older text was obviously where the Bible got that its inspiration from. Okay. And so the Epic of Gilgamesh is identical to the Noah and the flood, the Great Flood story. So, but then there's an even older text called the Vendidad or something like that. And so I'm going to read a little bit of that. Okay. Ahura Mazda spoken to Spitma Zarathustra, saying, I have made every land dear to its people, even though it had no charms whatsoever in it. Had I not made every land dear to its people, even though it had no charms whatsoever in it, then the whole living world would have invaded the Aryan Vasia. And when I looked up Aryan Vasia, it has ties to, you guessed it, Hyperborea, Shambhala, the land beyond the North Pole, exactly where Admiral Byrd said that he went to and ran across some white folks that had swastikas on their craft. So this is very clearly, we got lied to in school, and here's the truth. It takes doing some real deep research like this to learn the truth, but you're welcome. I did that for you, but you need to pull your head out of your ass now and stop thinking that people like me would make this shit up, or I'm just for whatever reason I found this before you did, and now it's time that you learned it, because it's very clearly true. It fits everything we see in the world. If there was a single shred of evidence that went against this, I might not be as confident as I am right now. But everything that I've learned my entire life leads me to believe that this is spot on. So, all right, there's more. Oh, here, let's talk about this a little bit. Where'd it go? The Vendi died. Where the it's killing me. Alright, Ahura Mazda spoke into the Spitma Zarathustra, saying, I have made every land dear to its people, even though it had no charms whatsoever in it. And had I not made every land dear to its people, even though it had no charms whatsoever in it, then the whole living world would have invaded the Aryan Vasia. So, what he's saying is, you know those people that we genetically engineered to be our bitches? Well, I made sure that the part of the world that we stuck them in, I made sure that they knew that they better be damn grateful for the opportunity. And so that we won't have any risk of them, trying to leave and maybe stumbling across our heaven on earth, our paradise, our Shangri-La, and giving us some problems. Because that whole story about the Tower of Babel is directly related to that same line of thought. They didn't want their creation to be equals to them, because they basically were equal to them, so they had to make them feel like that was their lot in life, that that slavery is what they it wasn't going to get no better for them, so you better just suck it up and get to work, bitch. Because I made this land very dear to you, So basically, just in some way, shape, or form, finessed a situation to where they felt damn grateful for the opportunity to exist and dig up some gold for their slave masters. Okay, so that's what happened. The Bible makes it sound like, oh, you're so fucking special, and to some extent, I guess maybe we can be grateful for existence, but the Bible really tries to put a much more positive spin on it. It's really kind of this is like disclosure right here, okay? I don't think this is going to make people happy. Actually, I hope it doesn't. But the truth is better than being lied to, all right? And you shouldn't. Don't kill the messenger. You should be damn grateful for the opportunity to be learning this shit right now, bitch. So anyway, let's read a little more. The first of the good lands and countries which I, Ahura Mazda, created was the Aryan Vasia by the Vangudaya. Thereupon came Angraminya, who is all death, and basically Satan, and he counter-created the serpent in the river and winter, a work of the Devas, which is like evil. There are 10 winter months there, 2 summer months, and even the summer months are cold for the waters. It's basically too cold for water to be water, so it's ice. Cold for the earth, too cold for there to be earth, it's ice. And cold for the trees, too cold for there to be trees. A little bit got lost in translation, but I'm helping you out there. Winter falls there, the worst of all plagues. So I was just suggesting to you that this place, this Aryana Veha, the land of the Aryans, white, was the land beyond the North Pole, and we're only one page in to this ancient text, and we already got that cleared for us. Yep, it's the land beyond the North Pole. What other place on Earth could you say all that about? No other place. Okay, maybe the South Pole, but you know what I mean. So I'm not just making this shit up. If it didn't fit like a jigsaw puzzle, I wouldn't be making this video. So yeah, this is it can't not be true. Okay, you just learned something, and so here. Earlier when I was talking about how India used to be white India, so what they did, and also King Tut's DNA, they tested it, and it was white. So and it's a very commonly held superstition or whatever, or belief, that all the royal families, the royal bloodline, the blue bloods, are Caucasian, Rh negative fellows, and there is no place on Earth that anybody could say, "Oh, that's Caucasia. That's where the Caucasians are from." So obviously, the Caucasians, particularly Rh negative Caucasians, are these people that made everybody, created the Adamu, Adam and Eve, and then placed them around the earth, and even made different races. I think by interbreeding with the first race, but maybe they just did some genetic stuff. I'm not sure about that detail, but they made all the peoples of the earth, and deliberately separated, gave them different languages so that they could never unite. And so these Anunnaki, even though I'm obviously one of them, I'm not them though, and I am doing everything I can to wake people up to what they did. That's our enemy. That's who we need to unite against. That's the Illuminati. That's why we have suffering. That's why we're not in the golden age, the heaven on earth that we deserve, because these fuckers have been treating us and using us as their bitches. They're slaves. We are debt slaves. I don't like it. I know you don't either. We can do better, but we need to get all on the same page. People need to be smarter, less dumb, less concerned about stupid things like sex, money, and rock and roll, and start caring about shit like this more, because this might actually improve our lives. The sex, money, rock and roll, it's like that's a short-term benefit. Let's get some long-term benefits here. Let's invest our wealth in heaven, and forget about this fleeting lifetime here. Let's be martyrs for the cause. Get on my page, goddammit.